YouTube family, what it do? So check this out. I have not been on YouTube in years. And just a little brief update. Like, I think I ventured off until I haven't done like a YouTube video in probably like 12, 13 years. I was looking at some of my old stats and I was like, why haven't I done this? And I think because Facebook for me kind of took over, but I'm trying to minimize my content. So I'm getting back into it, and I have several pages that I'm actually starting. I have this page, what you're viewing this video from, which is going to be more me just covering a multitude of things that's going on probably like in pop culture, or things that's going on, things that's going on in the world or whatever. I won't be discussing politics and I won't be discussing religion. But what I will say is today I'm going to tell you all why I don't like being sold to. There is a reason. And I'm going to tell you this story. Looking back, it's kind of funny, but to this day, I really don't like being sold to. Let me explain why. So I remember I don't remember the exact year. I'm going to just say it was 2003. It was about 2003. I was invited over to a guy's house that goes to my church. He said, yo, T, come over. My wife is cooking and I want to have you over for dinner. Bet, no brainer. So I wasn't married at the time. So getting invited over to somebody's house for dinner as a single man, no brainer. So I went over there, and when I first got there was other guys from the church that was there that was outside kicking it, throwing a football, just playing, just outside kicking it. At this time, I'm in my 20s. I'm about 22. So I get over there. I see a couple of other guys. I seen like 4 other guys that I knew, and I'm like, the heck y'all doing here? I thought it was just me coming for dinner. Unbeknownst to me, he invited a couple other people. Cool, whatever. So we outside kicking it, throwing the football. Mind you, it's like August, September, somewhere. It's still the summer. So we got on t-shirt, shorts, kicking it clothes. So after a little bit, he told us to come on in the house. Food about to be done. Wife pulls the food out. Lasagna, salad, garlic bread. So when I say that aroma just hit my nose, I'm like, bet, it's about to go down. So here's where it gets a little tricky. I kid you not. Out of nowhere, there was 2 cats that popped out of the back. Blazers, button-down shirts, and like jeans. I don't remember the type of pants, slacks or jeans. Real business casual. Slick back hair, white guys. All the guys that was invited to this house was black people. So slick back hair. So I'm kind of like, okay, who are these guys? Ain't no problem that they're here, but where they come from and why are they dressed up and we not? So I'm, side-eyeing them, kind of like, all right, whatever. So the wife, like I said, she pulled out the food. So we smell it, ready to eat. He like, my dude that invited me, we're going to call him Mike. Mike was like, all right, y'all, food about to be done. But before we get to the food, I want y'all to see something. So remember, it's 2003-ish. He pops in a DVD. Guy gets on the TV screen. Hi, I'm Bill, and I want to talk to you about prepaid legal. So now my eyebrows raised like, prepaid legal now? I live in Dayton, Ohio. I'm in the Midwest. At the time, my sister lived in Maryland, right outside of Baltimore, like Laurel, Maryland. She lived in that area. And things always hit the East Coast before it hit the Midwest. My sister had already put me on a game of prepaid legal. Now, I didn't know the ins and outs. She just told me. It kind of gave me some highlights. She just told me about it. So I'm like, okay. So when this DVD goes in, this guy Bill comes on the TV. Hi, I want to talk to you about prepaid legal. My eyebrow goes up like, I heard of prepaid legal. Why are we talking about prepaid legal before we eat dinner? So Bill gives this spiel about prepaid legal. Have you ever gotten in a car accident and you needed legal representation? You ever got pulled over by the police and need legal representation? Yada, yada, yada. So Bill gives this spiel. Next thing you know, I kid you not, most people clap like this. These dudes with the blazers on, they clapping with the palms of their hands real loud. So I'm like, the heck are these dudes clapping so loud for? So next thing you know, Mike hits me with, all right, y'all. So this the thing. If you sign up today, it's only $100. And if you get 5 people to sign up under you, da-da-da. So I'm like, the heck is this? You invited me over for dinner and you're asking me for $100. Now, it's 2003 in Dayton, Ohio, the Midwest. This thing is new. So I'm not really hip to the whole MLM thing. So let's fast forward a little bit. The church that I went to at the time, it kind of like swept through the church. I went to a mid to large church for inner city, mid to large church. Everybody, I just ain't gonna say everybody. A lot of people were starting to sell this prepaid legal. And I'm getting invited to lunches left and right. From people from my church, people at my job, people at different, just people was inviting me to lunch all the time. So one lunch I went to, the guy was like, yeah, I just want to talk business with you. And I'm like, talk business with me? Why me? And then next thing you know, I hear, if you sign up for this, it's $100. And then if you get 5 people up under you, so I'm like, what's up with this 5 people and $100? So I'm like, all right. At this point, when people start inviting me to lunch, I'm like, nah, bruh. I don't want to go to lunch with nobody because I feel like you about to sell me something. If you got something to sell, tell me up front. I don't want to waste your time and you don't want to waste mine. So fast forward. At this point, I feel like I'm skilled in recognizing when somebody want to sell me something. So a few years ago, and I mean a few years ago, my wife was at a Kroger outside of Cincinnati. A Kroger or a Target, one of the two. My wife always dresses really nice. I call her the 12-piece suit woman. She always dresses very nice. So she goes to Kroger. I think it was like after she got done with work. I don't remember why she was there, but she was there. As she's walking in, there's another lady walking in. And the lady was like, oh, you look very nice. What do you do? They get to talking. At the time, my wife was thinking about franchising a particular business. So my wife told her like, hey, I'm thinking about this franchise, yada, yada, yada. The lady said, oh, my husband, this is the type of business that he's in. He can help you with the franchising part. So it's like, oh, cool. Yeah. Exchange numbers. Couple of texts shot off. Hey, I would love to meet with you. You could bring your husband. So my wife was like, hey, they want to meet. We're going to meet at Panera Bread. And they asked for you to come too. And I'm like, okay. Not really thinking nothing of it. She already told me about this lady that she met, said that she looks very nice, blah, 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 blah. So fast forward, they set up a date that we was all available. We met at a Panera Bread. I get to the Panera Bread. The guy comes in, the wife and husband comes in, but the wife is kind of, she does that formal introduction. Hey, this is Terrence and or Maya and his wife, Maya and her husband, Terrence, and this is my husband, blah, 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 blah. So we all meet. Next thing you know, the wife kind of fades to the background. Now the husband is doing all the talking. So I feel like I'm skilled in recognizing when people want to sell me something. So before we got started with this whole presentation, I told him, we're just talking. We're just having small talk. And I told him, I was like, man, I really hate being sold to. And there's been so many people that's tried to sell me stuff. And I just rather people tell me stuff up front. He was like, oh, no, don't worry about that. If that was me, I would tell you up front. So I'm like, all right, cool. So now he's kind of got my trust, but my sensors is going off just a little bit. So he gets to talking. He has his notepad and paper, and he's jotting notes. He's asking us questions. He's jotting notes as we're talking. So about 8 to 10 minutes into this conversation, I stop him and I say, yo, what is it that you do exactly? He was like, I'm going to get to it. Just give me a moment. I'm going to tell you. So now those alarms are starting to get a little bit louder, like, okay. So I kind of, we get back to talking. Another 10 minutes goes by. ish. I ask him again, yo, what is it that you do? I promise you, give me a couple more minutes. Let me continue to talk, and I'm gonna tell you what it is that I do. So now my alarms, my sensors are just going haywire in my head. So about 3 minutes passed by, he's still talking. I said, hey man, I'm not trying to be rude. What is it that you do exactly? I'm not clear on what you do. I'm not the type of person, if you know me, I'm not the type of person that gets too emotional. You ain't gonna see me get too upset. I'm a real cool, calm, I'm hyper. I like to have fun, but I'm not angry. I'm not upset a lot. Today was a day my wife was like, I've never seen you in this. For the third time, I asked him, what is it that you do? He said, okay, what I do is I sell Amway. And I was going to tell you that if you get about 5 people if you sign up for $100 and you get 5 people, I slammed my fist on the table and said, I knew it. I knew it. This didn't feel right. My sensors was going off, but somehow you kind of slid past the radar because I don't do lunch with folk. But I got mad that day, slammed my fist on the table, told my wife, yo, let's get up out of here. I looked him in his face and I said, I told you, I don't like being sold to. Oh man, I wasn't trying to deceive you. I don't mean to make you upset, but I think Amway is something. I'm like, I told you, man, just tell me up front. Don't try to sell me nothing. So he's apologizing. I'm grabbing my wife. I'm telling her, let's go. They apologizing on the way out the door. And I'm like, nah, man, don't contact us. I'm good. You should have told me up front what this was, because I already told you up front, I don't like this type stuff. So moral of the story, this is the reason why I don't like being sold to. I think we live in a time now where everywhere you look, somebody's trying to sell you something. I am a person who is a Sam's Club member. I'm not a Costco guy. Nothing wrong with Costco. I'm just a Sam's Club guy. And I hate it when I'm walking through Sam's Club and T-Mobile people pop up. Yo, want to talk about? No, I already got a cellular. I came here looking for lemons and toilet tissue, not to get a cell phone. And then when they start getting real pushy, if I don't get irritated too much, I'm kind of an unbothered person. But when you a pushy salesperson, that's the one, that is my kryptonite, is a pushy salesperson. If I say no, leave me alone. We good. But once you start pushing, I start getting a little edgy. So that is the story. If any of you have had any similar stories, I would love to hear it straight up. Please drop it in the comments. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, because we're going to have some fun chats. We're going to talk about some things. I want to hear from you all, and hopefully you want to continue to hear from me. Peace.